It's pretty fun. It feels like you're pretty much there, but through a screen.
It's like you're with them.
It is that. It's C to D. But see, the next part in the verses is actually, it's over a G.
Like you just write and then they probably read it. If they don't, then try your best to say it again.
Are you on your phone or on your computer?
Both.
Both. Can be any.
I recently took to the streets to ask people how they learn. When you're in class and you get stuck in your learning, how do you get unstuck?
I personally go up and ask the teacher, specifically what I'm having trouble with.
Yeah, usually just like getting somebody one-on-one. It's the easiest way to solve problems.
I asked the teacher for a question, like to help me out.
Probably just like ask the teacher or ask like a student, like one of my peers.
Same question now, but how do you get unstuck when you're confused with your homework and you're home alone?
I usually send someone a message that's in my class, but honestly, when you're at home, it's a little bit harder to get help. It's more easy to just give up and not do the work.
Yeah. I usually like text in Google Classroom or my friends that take the same classes as me.
Like my cousins or, and like my other family members and stuff like that.
When you need to learn something new at home, where do you turn?
I go straight to YouTube.
Google.
I personally like going through my book.
Tutorials, it's abundant on there. It's a lot easier that way.
YouTube, internet.
Thank God for internet, like YouTube.
It's pretty expand now.
Yeah, Google, YouTube, internet.
But also having someone who has experience also does help.
I'm not in school anymore, so I usually rely on the internet. I Google things. If I don't know how to do something and I need something visual, I'll go onto YouTube.
Yeah, when I'm just at home and I'm stuck on a concept, like right before I review my material, like just my notes that I've taken in class, I like to find really short YouTube videos online. Specifically, I like to find animated videos, like things that are like drawings or something like that, and there's like a voiceover in the background kind of just describing what they're drawing while they're explaining it to me, and then I just try to make sure it's like a 2 to 3 minute video just so I can get the concept just right off the bat, and then I dive into my notes.
Would it be helpful if your teacher was delivering the YouTube lesson?
Absolutely.
Yes, it would be helpful.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. Yeah.
Do you have kids?
No.
Okay, but I know that you work with people who have kids. So
Yes, I do.
They're not on camera. Could you speak on their behalf?
I do know that they worry about some of the stuff that their kids might read on the internet and about if it's the correct information. You can't always trust everything that's on the internet. So I know that some of my coworkers and friends have shared their concern about that. If it's coming from the person who's teaching them that subject matter and they can ask those questions live and talk to them, I think it'd be really helpful. Yeah.
If you could text questions to the teacher during a live stream, would you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would do that. I'm trying to pass the class. Whatever helps me pass.
I would do that too, yeah. That'd be really helpful.
Have you ever watched a live stream?
Many times.
Yeah, but not for school-related stuff.
YouTubers pretty much, when they do stuff.
Gamers, what I mean?
Live streamers, for Fortnite or something like that.
What's Fortnite?
It's just a game.
It was a video, and some of it was live stream. It was kind of like class time, like you go online at this time, and then the teacher's there, and you can join in the lesson. There was like a messaging thing on the screen, so you have the video, but right beside it is this whole messaging thing. So the students would also be messaging each other about questions and stuff, and sometimes it would be questions to the teacher. It's actually really useful. Those were live, but they also recorded the video and the messages, so if you missed the lesson, you could go back and look through the messages and the video.
Yes, I have. I personally prefer the animated videos rather than someone just setting up their camera just right in front of them and just speaking to me, just because that's a little bit similar to a regular lecture, and normally that's a little bit longer, so that's why I do prefer the animated 2 to 3 minute videos with the voiceover in the background.
What advice would you have for a teacher who's about to teach a mini lesson on YouTube?
Really try to cover all the ground, what the student's asking, because they're able to write out exactly what their question is about over text rather than in person. I think they have more time to think about what they're going to say. So when they ask a certain question, make sure you cover all the basics of it.
Do what you do in class.
I think it's a good idea. I think I think also like key thing is that making sure like it can be accessed after the actual lesson is done. So like I said, like having it like recorded and maybe keeping like a log of it, just the way we put like answers to questions on CHC Learn, really useful.
So one of the things I think would be really helpful is to have a lab that the teacher does on video, and that way a student has a visual example of exactly how to complete a problem or understand how it works.
What would you put on YouTube if it was actually easy to use? What would a video recording suite look like? What scares or excites you about this? What can it really be used for? Lab skills and results. Student skills.
Welcome to our presentation that me and Gabe prepared
Oral
about
assessment.
our torsion balance that we built with the help of our friend Graham. A torsion balance is the instrument used to measure the universal gravitational constant by Henry Cavendish. We wanted to recreate this experiment as a supplement to our Physics 20 curriculum. We thought it would be interesting, and we got some interesting results.
So a torsion balance, it's a really simple device actually at its core.
Let's talk about the wonderful adjectives. Get it?
Brooke is teaching a lesson to demonstrate her new knowledge after being unhappy with a previous test result.
Pronoun. It makes a sentence more specific. It can be a single word or group of words to describe something.
Before we get into the show, let's say good morning. Let's see who is here this morning. I see a lot of people.
This is a typical setup. Ours would be bigger to accommodate at least 2 teachers at once, or even a small group of students.
All the usual suspects. I love it. And let's see here.
What you'll notice here is that we have a really nice background. A matching table, great sound, great lighting, and a stand with a plug-in for an iPhone, an iPod, or an iPad.
Which is the chat. So this is your
student comments will be easily seen.
What to do. Now we will see. There we go. Now we're seeing. Let's get the cloth out of the way. Now we're seeing.
Of course, a large panel display will be located directly below the main camera so that the talent can know which camera is active at any given moment. You'll also notice that the microphones are located overhead so that the talent does not have to clip a mic on prior to recording. This will make setup much easier.
Nick, you know what that says? No, I don't read Sanskrit. Make reasonable choices. That's an odd thing to get tattooed on your neck.